So the Las Vegas Aces have lost basically their entire team. Almost their entire team is gone.
What if I told you that AjaWilson, the MVP of the Las Vegas Aces, isn't just their star player, but also their biggest issue? Wilson's leaked interview is sending shockwaves through the league, revealing the deep-rooted problems at the heart of the championship team. Problems that are causing it to implode right before your eyes.
They've lost basically everyone. If we want to look at the Vegas Aces team from last year, who's still remaining? The MVP? Jackie Young, Chelsea Gray. That is it.
It wasn't a championship locker room, Wilson said, but here's what's got everyone buzzing. It's not just what she said, it's what happened afterward. The mass exodus that followed is reshaping the future of the WNBA. Want the full story behind what Wilson revealed and how one interview exposed the downfall of a dynasty? Ready? Let's dive in.
She got tired of Vegas. You know what? She wanted to get away from Becky Hammond and AjaWilson too, probably, dog. I'm not saying it's the case, but that's what it's looking like. A lot of these players is trying to get up out of there. Tiffany Hayes was the latest one yesterday. No, I believe somebody else left after her. Now, I think Alyssa Clark might be gone. But make no excuses about it, bruh. These women want to get away from Vegas.
Picture this. AjaWilson, the WNBA's reigning MVP and two-time champion, sitting down for what should be a routine interview with a respected Las Vegas journalist. But what happens next is far from routine. As the conversation starts, Wilson begins with smiles and championship memories. But then, something shifts. The atmosphere in the room changes, and suddenly, Wilson drops a truth bomb that leaves everyone's jaws on the floor. It wasn't a championship locker room, Wilson admits, her voice weighed down with the gravity of her words. I mean, right from the start of training camp, I knew we didn't have it. Can you believe it? The star player of the Las Vegas Aces, the team that seemed unstoppable, just confessed that they were doomed from the very beginning.
I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna try to be the best. I get y'all saying best player in the world. That's great. It looks great. But I want to be the best person. I want to be the best teammate. Because that's how I get the best out of my team.
But that's not all. Wilson doesn't stop there. She goes on to spill the tea about tension, egos, and a team that just couldn't seem to click. It's the kind of locker room drama that would make reality TV blush. And here's where it gets really juicy. Wilson reveals how she knew they weren't a championship caliber team even before the season started. She even opened up about conversations with fellow stars Jackie Young and Chelsea Gray, where they all agreed the team needed more leadership, both on and off the floor, moving forward. Talk about calling out your own team.
I want to be great for you guys. No offense, but I want to be great for my team. I want to be great for this franchise. It is hard as shit. It is hard as shit because there's tons of people that want to break you down. Great teams in this league that are going to try to come after you every single night. But when it comes to taking accountability, I have no problem in that because I want to be great. I want to be great for my teammates. So yes, it can start in practice. Yes, it starts in training camp. Yes, it starts in the wins and the losses. But I'm not going to stop. I'm going to continue to challenge myself and my teammates every single day. Because when you're talking about greatness, it starts with consistency.
Remember Dawn Staley, Wilson's college coach? Well, she taught Wilson a crucial lesson about what makes a winning team. According to Wilson, a championship caliber team should look, sound, and feel a certain way. And guess what? According to their self-proclaimed leader, the Aces failed that test miserably. It's like they were trying to build a house of cards in a hurricane. It was never going to stand.
You might be saying, oh, like if you want to win, why would you ever leave the Aces? Because the Aces aren't that good. Wow, they got somebody who shoots 26% from 3 and 36% from the field, and he's like not struggling and unrivaled. Like it's as simple as that. For every good Joel Lloyd game, she has 2 bad games at this stage in her career.
As the interview continues, Wilson's frustration becomes palpable. She opens up about trying to fix things, game after game, but nothing seemed to work. I always told myself, every game, we're going to get there, we're going to check each box. But we didn't, she confesses. It's like watching a car crash in slow motion. You know, it's going to end badly, but you can't look away.
It starts with me, and it's going to always be with me because I have 11 other women in that locker room that I need to pull greatness out of. So that's where it goes from. If it's talking more, is it trying to fly on the court, is it being a defensive presence? I'm going to be that every single day for my team because I want them to be great. Not just for rings and banners, because I know the potential that we have in our locker room.
And speaking of car crashes, let's talk about that semifinals loss to the New York Liberty. AjaWilson reflects on the team's performance, saying, "You're constantly just in the moment, thinking about how to get better and what more you can do to provide for your team. The reality? It seems all that thinking didn't translate into action. The Aces' key players combined for a measly 28 points in that crucial game. Talk about dropping the ball when it mattered most. But wait, there's more." Wilson, in her her infinite wisdom, shares her thoughts on addressing locker room issues. It's going to get nipped in the bud when we feel it, she says. Oh really, Asia? Because from where we're sitting, it looks like those issues grew into a full-blown forest while you were busy feeling them.
We have to get better. We have to really take a sharp look at ourselves, look ourselves in the mirror, see our shortcomings, and then, you got to make the moves necessary, whatever that means, to put the best product that we possibly can. It's not going to be the same group probably next year. It just won't. And I'm sad about that because I really like that group. They were a pain in my ass, but I was a pain in their ass too.
As the interview winds down, Wilson tries to soften the blow of her brutal honesty. I love my teammates so much, she says, her voice filled with emotion. But let's be real. After everything she's just revealed, those words ring about as hollow as the Aces trophy case is about to be. The interview ends, but the damage is done. Wilson's words linger in the air, a confession that explains everything that came after: the exodus of players, the collapse of a dynasty, the fall of the mighty Aces. It all traces back to this moment, to these revelations that paint a bleak picture of the Aces locker room this past season.
Oh, I mean, Becky Hammond, you were right. Congratulations, but did you really think it would be this different, a roster?
AjaWilson's words didn't just hang in the air, they sparked a mass exodus. Remember when the Aces were the dream team, the place everyone wanted to join? When veterans would take minimum contracts just to win a ring with Las Vegas? Well, that dream has turned into a nightmare, and now players can't wait to wake up and get out.
Guys, the Las Vegas Aces are looking a whole lot lighter after some of these trades and free agency signings that have happened, and guys, it's leaving the bench to look a little sparse.
The Aces roster, once the envy of the league, is crumbling faster than a sandcastle being washed away by the waves. One by one, key players are packing their bags and heading for the exits. But why? Is it just coincidence, or is there more to this story? Let's break it down. It all started with Kate Martin, a fan favorite and promising young player. The Aces left her unprotected in the expansion draft, and faster than you can say jackpot, the Golden State Valkyries snatched her up. It was a significant loss for the Aces, leaving fans scratching their heads, but that was just the beginning. Next up, Kelsey Plum, the sharpshooter who lit up the scoreboard last season with an impressive 16 points per game. She traded in her Aces jersey for the Sparks' purple and gold in a deal that had fans questioning the Aces' decision-making. They got Jewel Lloyd in return, but let's be real, Lloyd is older and less efficient. It's like trading in a sports car for a minivan. Then there's Tiffany Hayes, 6th Player of the Year. You'd think winning an award like that would make you want to stick around, right? Wrong. Hayes decided the upstart Valkyries looked better than another season in Vegas. Last season, she averaged 9.5 points, 2.8 rebounds, and 2.1 assists per game. Numbers the Aces are definitely going to miss and will likely see go up in San Francisco.
Me and Kate and me, we're as great as we can be. Me and Kate and me, we're as great as we can be.
Wait, there's more. Alicia Clark, a crucial player for the Aces, decided to return to the Seattle Storm, where she previously won 2 championships. It's like she looked at the Aces and thought, nah, I'd rather go back to my old team.
Let's start with Alicia Clark. According to Ramona Shelburne of ESPN, the Aces wanted to bring back Alicia Clark. But when Seattle came a-knocking, Alicia was like, you know what? I would love to go back to my WNBA home, which is Seattle. Now, guys, if y'all don't know, Alicia Clark won 2 titles with the Seattle Storm in 2018 and 2020, and now at 37 years old, she is looking to bring her 3-and-D game back to Seattle.
And let's not forget Sydney Colson, known as Wilson's best friend. You'd think that friendship would keep her around, right? No, Colson packed her bags and joined the Indiana Fever, further depleting the Aces roster. Talk about a friend breakup.
Yesterday, the Indiana Fever let me know that Sid pretty much is officially signed, man. She officially signed. She spoke with reporters, let everybody know why.
Here's the truth. These aren't just any players leaving. We're talking about nearly half of the Aces' scoring output walking out the door. It's like watching a magic trick. But instead of pulling rabbits out of a hat, the Aces are making their star players disappear. As each player leaves, you can almost hear Wilson's words from that interview echoing in the background. When asked about Kelsey Plum's departure, Wilson said, "In the locker room, she was always someone who spoke her mind. You need that honesty in the locker room. We're definitely going to miss her." Looking back, it's starting to sound more like a eulogy for the entire entire team.
What is going on in their locker room? Like, this Aces team is falling apart. This is not a coach that I would want to play for.
Coincidence? I think not. It's like Wilson's interview was a roadmap for the Great Escape. She talked about how the Aces weren't a championship locker room going into training camp, and now they're barely a locker room at all. The exodus has left the Aces looking less like a super team and more like a shell of their former selves. It's like watching a Vegas magic show in reverse. Instead of making things appear, everything's disappearing. So what's next for the Aces? Will they be able to rebuild, or is this the beginning of the end? One thing's for sure, Wilson's words have turned out to be prophetic, but not in the way she probably intended.
So, for all Aces fans, it's over. It's over. It's over. The reign of the Aces is over. I understand the shortest dynasty in the history of the sport of basketball. You know, I've never heard of a dynasty that won 2 championships and then was done, because you're seeing all the ring-chasing free agents getting out of Vegas.
Just when you thought the WNBA couldn't get any more dramatic, enter the Indiana Fever. While the Aces are losing their aces, this Midwestern team is stacking their deck. But here's the million-dollar question. Can you build a championship team in just one off-season?
Something about the way she plays the game, her passing, her shooting, that people really identify with. I really feel like we're poised and we're set up for a great, successful next era of Fever basketball.
Picture this, the Indiana Fever, once the league's punching bag, suddenly throwing some punches of their own. It's like watching a phoenix rise from the ashes, and let me tell you, it's a sight to behold. First up, they bring back Kelly Koff as team president. This woman isn't just building a team, she's crafting a legacy. Koff knows how to spot talent, nurture it, and turn it into gold. She's the architect behind the Fever's 2022 championship run, and now she's back to do it again. Talk about a homecoming. But wait, there's more. The Fever didn't stop there. They snagged Amber Cox as GM, and let me tell you, this move is pure genius. Cox is a WNBA insider with a keen eye for talent, and looking back, hiring her was a masterstroke. She used to be the GM of the Phoenix Mercury and the Dallas Wings, and she was even the boss of some of the new Fever hires.
The future is so bright, and our ultimate goal is to hang another banner in the field house. And our ultimate goal is to come back in here after we win that championship and celebrate again like we did in 2012.
Now, hold on to your seats, because the Fever's next move is a real game changer. They convinced Stephanie White to come back as head coach. It's like getting the band back together, but this time, they've all had years to perfect their solos. White knows this team, she knows this city, and she knows how to win, having been part of the only championship team in Fever history as an assistant coach, and later leading the team back to the finals as head coach. It's a match made in basketball heaven. But the Fever weren't done yet. Oh no, they were just getting started. They went on a free agency shopping spree that would make even the most extravagant shopaholic blush. Natasha Howard? Check. DeWanna Bonner? You bet. Sophie Cunningham? Absolutely. Sydney Coulson? Why not? It's like they're collecting all-stars the way kids collect trading cards.
A position where you can add some pieces.
Yes, we are. We're definitely in a position, and I would think that if you are a smart basketball player and you watch the way she plays, you would want to play with her.
And let's not forget about their homegrown star, Kelsey Mitchell. While other teams are watching their players jump ship faster than the Titanic, the Fever managed to keep their homegrown star right where she belongs. That's how you build loyalty, folks. Mitchell isn't just staying, she's thriving. Last season, she averaged a career-high 19.2 points per game with career-high efficiency. Now, with Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, Lexi Hull, and this new squad, the sky's the limit. But here's where it gets really interesting. The Fever aren't just adding talent, they're building a culture, a positive, supportive environment where players can grow, learn, and push each other to be their best. It's the exact opposite of what we're seeing with the Aces. No drama, no ego trips, just good old-fashioned teamwork and determination. Remember when Caitlin Clark organized a welcome event for Kelsey Mitchell when she signed her contract? That's the kind of culture they're building. And let's talk about that determination for a second. The Fever are hungry. They've tasted the bottom of the league and are ready for a gourmet meal at the top. These players have chips on their shoulders and fire in their eyes. They're not just here to compete, they're here to dominate. But can they really go from worst to first? Can a team that was the laughingstock of the WNBA really become a contender overnight? Well, if anyone can do it, it's this Fever squad. They've got the leadership, the talent, and the drive. All they need now is a chance to prove themselves on the court.
A lot of people say that Caitlin Clark moves the needle. That is wrong. She is the needle. She dictates. We all know what she's done on the floor. It's history, right?
but off the floor. My goodness.
And let's not forget about the fans. The people of Indiana have been waiting for this moment. They've stuck by their team through thick and thin, and now they're ready to see their loyalty pay off. The energy in Gainbridge Fieldhouse is going to be electric this season. You can almost feel the anticipation building. So, while the Aces are dealing with their internal drama and watching their dynasty crumble, the Fever are showing everyone how it's done. They're proving that with smart management, a positive team culture, and a little bit of Hoosier magic, you can turn a franchise around faster than you can say basketball.
I am ready to proclaim the Indiana Fever as your WNBA champs.
As the dust settles on the Aces' imploding dynasty, AjaWilson's leaked interview stands as a stark reminder. Even the mightiest can fall. But in the WNBA, where one star fades, another rises. And right now, all eyes are turning to Indiana. Picture this: Caitlin Clark, the golden girl of the WNBA, stepping onto the court once again. The energy in Gainbridge Fieldhouse is electric. The fans who've stuck by their team through thick and thin are buzzing with anticipation. This isn't just a new season, it's a whole new era. But here's where it gets really interesting. While Vegas crumbles under the weight of its own ego, Indiana is building something special. It's not just about star power, it's about heart, hustle, and hunger. Are you ready to see what happens when a team rises from the ashes, fueled by the fire of redemption? Because that's exactly what we're about to witness in Indiana.